All right, hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast. Man, this is a birdie fest.
It's a Philly show, baby.
Let's go.
All right, welcome in to Swing It and Ding It. This is Moose along with Danielle Matthews. No Harry Mays. He's in Florida complaining about the weather. Apparently this week, Danielle, not quite to his standards, but he'll get used to it, right?
I said it's like the Harry Mays curse. It's the most Harry Mays thing to happen, that he moves to Florida and the first weekend he's here, we get a cold front.
yeah, that works for Harry. But in our show open, we say it's a Philly show. And, how could you have a Philly show without having PhillyGolfGram? Carl of PhillyGolfGram joined us. Welcome to Swing It and Ding It, man.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Big fan. First time, long time. I was hoping to see Harry. Listened to him for years, him and Tony. So love what you guys do. So it's an honor to be on.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thank you for joining us. So we're obviously going to do a deep dive into Philly golf with you on the show. There's no doubt about that. But just talk to us. You told me an interesting thing, but about starting the page. But just talk to us about that, right? Your kind of journey in golf, what got you into the game, and then led you to starting a page and kind of documenting some of the stuff in the area.
Absolutely, yeah. So like a lot of folks, I learned golf through my dad. He got me out there as an early teen, I'd say, at a local course in Newtown Square called Old Masters. So it's a 9-hole course. It's now Valley View, I believe, right on Westchester Pike. Okay. So we would play there 9 holes. It was right next to a Subaru dealership, still there. And I think it's the 8th hole, which is like literally 50 yards off the green, probably gets pelleted by folks learning the game on a short par 3. So learn the game, that way, continue to play through high school at Marple Newtown. Our home course was White Manor, so that was always a treat. Nice. When we would have varsity matches at White Manor. Our JV course was Paxson. So that's where we had tryouts and played in the Central League. So we'd get the chance to play, Conestoga at Waynesboro and Springfield at Rolling Green, Upper Darby at Cobbs Creek. I think Strathaven was at Spring Haven. So that was an awesome experience. Had a blast playing high school golf, and went to school in Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh, and out there I would try to play as much as I could. Had a chance to see the 2007 U.S. Open at Oakmont, which was a great finish. It was Angel Cabrera who won that, and I remember watching that from the pro shop there, and eventually made my way back to Philly and continued to play a lot of public courses with my dad and friends. And when COVID hit, kind of opened your schedule a bit more with remote work and everything. And I got the itch to maybe join a club. We had our daughter in 2022. And I remember we were doing like a little baby moon in 2021. And I popped on your podcast and you had John from Links Gems. And I was listening to it, Cape May. And I'm at the pool and I'm like talking to my wife. I'm like, this guy has like such a cool creative outlet and he's amazing. He takes all these photos. And I had a ton of photos in my phone and always thought of, I would post them on my personal stuff, my pages. And eventually in 2022, after our daughter was born, as you guys know, there's a lot of nights where you're rocking your daughter to sleep and it takes quite a bit of time. So you're on your phone and you're looking at, social media and reminiscing of maybe rounds you played. So I just on a whim decided to start an account and named it PhillyGolfGram because I thought I would make it more local angle. That's really where I play. I don't travel much for golf. So that's where it was born. And that was 3 years ago. So it was 2022. So over 3 years ago, it was September 2022, I started that. And it really grew pretty slowly over the first year and a half or two. I'd say when the reels started coming out and I put one reel out that was a Mount Rushmore of public golf courses. And that got me like 500 followers and
Philly loves
shared all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
People love to rank. They love to debate. And the comments were just off the rails. It was just a really interesting post. I didn't think it would garner that much traction, but it did. So I tried to lean into the reels, and I love music too, so I'd always put different music that I'm interested in behind some of the reels I would put out. And it's been amazing, like just from being able to connect with people.
Right.
I'm pretty much a faceless account. I've put some stuff with myself in there, but I've kept it pretty much authentic as possible. This is my perspective of playing. If I have a match that week, if I have a member guest, I try to kind of take the followers through that, where we're at in that. But it's opened up some really cool relationships, people I've met, and I've gotten to know even more about the local scene. And I don't have a preconceived notion about any clubs or courses, but just from running the account, it's been good to hear feedback around where people play, what they like, what they don't like. That's another thing. A lot of people love
I
to
was going to
chime
say
in on what they don't like.
there's probably some preconceived notions about what you post too. So, Philly has such a strong, public and, private golf DNA. How important is it that you're picking the right places or giving all the places attention? How do you go about that?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, because when you're a member of a club, you tend to play most of your rounds at a club, or if
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know other private clubs if you have a chance to get invited. So I try my best to play different courses that are recommended. When I put the Mount Rushmore up, people were like, "Why didn't you put Makefield on there? They need to be on there." I'm like, "All right, I have to get out to Makefield." So I made it out there this year. So I try to read, and understand where the consensus is of really strong public courses. And I think I've got a pretty good sense of that, which is good. But yeah, I think there's always going to be people that say, well, I can't get onto some of these courses. So what I've tried to do is say, well, you can. There's Gap member play days that Gap has, and all you need to do is sign up in time and get a slot in there. And then there's other small tours that have access to some of the private courses. So um, there's some back and forth with followers around, sharing information on that. And I'm become sort of a resource for a lot of people who want to
Yeah.
bounce, um, their thoughts on maybe where they want to join. And there's been people that are moving from other areas to Philly, and they'll be like, well, what's your opinion on this club or that club? And I'll, if I've been there, or I've been a member there, I'll give them my honest opinion. And so that's been nice to kind of give back a little bit to people who are looking for honest, unbiased opinions, because I'm not
Yeah.
affiliated with anything. It's really just my personal opinion, so they can take it for what it's worth.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. It is interesting, right? When we started it, that's been the coolest part, right? It's just the people you meet, the connections you make. And I think I've learned so much about not just the game, but the area, right? And the term we always use is an embarrassment of riches, right? Like you think about you being able to kind of have a page like that, and just like just so it's endless. Like you could just constantly be talking about places, then you could talk about places that get redone.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and now we
Yeah.
have with Cobb's Creek coming, which could be the biggest story, in golf in the next couple of years throughout the country. That I think is just going to flip the whole thing on its head. And for someone like you who played, high school matches there, I grew up in Southwest Philly. It was the first
Oh,
golf course I ever went on.
yep.
Just talk about that for a second, and just kind of the anticipation for that for someone, you that's rooted here, that's seeing the rebirth, like what that's like.
Yeah, you always hear the term like full circle moment. I forgot to mention I caddied through my summers when I would come back. So caddied at Waynesboro, and you know, that was just where I fell in love with the game immensely, because I was able to really get the perspective of kind of the etiquette and the things that, how people conduct themselves on the course. So um, never imagined when I was 20, 21 years old that like my future self I'd be playing at a private club, or a member of a club. So I think it is very important that there's a facility that's literally in the city and adjacent to thousands of folks that'll enrich them in the game. And it's really, I think, a huge gift. And I think what we're going to see from that is a lot of talent emerging.
Hmm.
A lot of, we love our Philly athletes, and I think in the next 5, 10 years, we're going to see a lot that come from that lab, and make Philly proud.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Mount Rushmore a couple times already. Why don't we jump into that? We can maybe share, pardon me, our personal Mount Rushmores. If you want to start with yours, or Moose, start with yours, go through and see if we can rile up our listeners a little bit here.
Should we do a public or private, or we'll do both?
Let's do both.
Yeah, why not?
We should do
Definitely.
I feel
both.
like there's plenty. There's plenty. Yeah.
So from the public side, obviously Jeffersonville. I've been playing Jeffersonville for more than 10 years, I'd say. Greens are amazing. Layout, Donald Ross. So it's very classic and very convenient for a lot of people to get to. Priced very reasonably. And the conditions are, like I said, are incredible. The greens will drive you crazy. And I'm really excited that the Gap Mid-Am this year is at Jayville. So that's definitely on the Mount Rushmore. Wyncote, bit of a drive, but awesome public venue. Great link style layout and challenging but strategic. Worth the drive for sure, at least once or twice a year. Third, I'd have to go with Broad Run. Now that's one where you've got some quirky, unique holes. So the second hole there, it's got a ton of comments when I put my least favorite holes post up. It's a I wouldn't even call it a forced carry, but it's like a forced iron off the tee because the fairway runs out at like maybe 200 yards or 220, and then it dips into a ravine. So beautiful scenic course over, I don't know how many acres, but very spread out. Definitely not walkable, but condition wise for a public course, and it's in Westchester, you have to have that on your list. And then the fourth one's always up for debate. So depending on where you live, maybe Makefield, but for me, I'm going to go with Paxton. And it's kind of a hot take, but Paxton is from what I recall, great conditions, convenient, great clubhouse that overlooks the 18th green. 18th hole always gets a ton of attention on how challenging it is because it's par 5, but it's narrow, so you really can't hit driver off the tee, and there's a creek that interferes with your tee shot. There's out of bounds left, out of bounds right, and but it's beautiful how it comes right up to the clubhouse. So those would be my four for public golf.
How about you, Danielle?
Well, we're only going to have half of Mount Rushmore for my public courses. So Jeffersonville is the only, I believe, public golf course that I've played within the Philly area. I was trying to figure out, I didn't have time to ask B, the other one that I played that was like down by my brother's house in like Saucon Valley-ish area. So I don't know the name of that. And then we can say 3 honorable mention for the future is Moose. You've already talked about it, but Cobb's Creek. Just going to be such a massive moment for Philly. We're so excited for that to open up. So I guess we have 2.5, one to be named at a later date once I figure out the Saucon Valley course.
For me, obviously Jeffersonville has to be on there. I would put Cobb's Creek on there too, just knowing what's coming. Glen Mills,
a good one,
is one that should be on there. And just personally for me, just because I've played it a ton, is Riverwinds. Just from that's a frequency bias.
You can see the city from Riverwinds.
Great views.
You can see the skyline.
Yeah, and I think there's even more potential with that course. I think as they keep doing stuff, if they could actually get like a real clubhouse there, I think it could be even better. But I think that's what I'd have to go with. Now, Scotland Run has now gone private, I believe, right? I think they're full private, but when that was public, I would have put that on there as well. But I think they've had some changes there. It's hard to say. Like it was tough for me to leave Wyncote off because I loved it. I played it when Dan had the AGS tour. I was able to play in some events, and one of them was at Wyncote. And I had a blast at that course. I thought it was like so unique for a public course to have that link style and the whole setup. So all great ones, but you got to make some people mad and leave some off,
and
right?
I'll say some other honorable mentions that get a lot of attention are Turtle Creek, Ravens Claw, even Downingtown, Makefield. So that's why that post just went crazy, because people were like very strong, had a lot of strong feelings about them, some that should be on there and some that shouldn't be. But
now when you go private,
I
think it's 3 and 4 is where you get in trouble. right? And I
Yeah.
Oh,
think
so
also,
we're ranking in
for-
order. Okay.
yeah, but for me, now I have to really think, like, when we have people on the show, obviously Pine Valley's is the one, but we debate whether but to me it's Philly. But how far south are we going? Because I played Trout National. Are we
Well, that's
claiming?
so new too. Yeah.
Do we claim that as a Philly golf
that can
course?
be
How
on
far
yours.
south can we go? Can shore courses be included? I don't know where
Galloway,
the line is
yeah.
going to be drawn, right? But if it's everything in the gap, which is what we go by, it
Yeah.
could include that. So for me, it's Pine Valley. It's Marion, even though I haven't played it. You have to put it there. Philly Cricket. And then that 4 spot, I know everyone wants, that's the Aronimink spot. But also when you look at Union League National, I don't know of more fun I've had playing a round of golf, a better facility, a better run organization. When you look at Philly golf in general, you have to just look at Union League and what they're doing. So for me, that 4 spot, I got to leave it open for a second and go back to it. But I think it's going to be Trout National.
I like that. I like it.
If I'm allowed to use it.
Yeah,
You're allowed to.
the
Let's give it
pictures
to you.
you
in the
put up,
comments.
it looks like it deserves a slot.
Yeah.
I'm mad I didn't get to
would
come with you boys to that.
Yeah, I would obviously go Pine Valley, Marion. 3 is challenging with, well, we're not also ranking these, but they're Mount Rushmores. I haven't played a ton of Tillinghast, so I think I would put Aronimink ahead of it. And it's in my hometown. I grew up in Newtown Square, and I actually saw the 97 junior amateur there. And believe it or not, Trevor Immelman was runner up, and my friends and I were on the tee box and we're on ESPN walking up 18. It was came down to 18th hole match play, and Immelman like shanked an 8-iron or something. So he went on to win a Masters. But so yeah, Aronimink, and then for 4, I'm gonna go sneaky. I'm gonna go Saucon. I love
Right.
Saucon. Like I've yet to play Marion or PV, but Saucon Way Hill, I walked it.
I was going to ask which
obviously it's
course.
walking,
Yeah.
and it was like a late summer afternoon, and that back 9 was just, it was out of like a movie. You saw
All
bald
courses
eagle.
at
It was
Saucon
just
is great.
sun
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it was awesome, and I
Yeah,
think
they-
they have the junior am there this year.
I met a couple of members this weekend. I was up at Woodlock with the family, and I was like, I saw the logo. I was trying to buddy up for an invite.
They have a
Bruce,
couple logos.
you know
I
that's
think
like
they have
the
an alt
area
logo.
I grew up.
I know.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's your hood.
we
That's
can
your
make
hood.
that happen. Yeah. It's when you're giving your Mount Rushmore of Philly, it's not definitive. It's just my 4, but it's your 4. It's your 4. Pine Valley, like we already talked about, you acknowledge it without counting it. It's Pine Valley. 2, Marion. Brandon and I were kind of going over the Mount Rushmore, and then we just started talking about, even if I didn't play, I've either been on it or just talking about history, like the U.S. Opens, Hogan's 1-iron shot on 18. So like the history when you're talking about the clubs too, and then imagining certain holes, I think that's what influenced my Rushmore a little bit more too. Like Lee Trevino beating Jack in a playoff, the fake snake on the first hole. So like Marion's in there for 2, 3 Aronimink, 1 of Donald Ross best designs. It's tour ready. I'm excited to see that show off a little bit. And then 4, Philly Cricket Wissahickon. I mean, I just have to throw it on there. But I do have some honorable mentions, like Rolling Green. I really like that course. I like the logo, but the layout, it just flies under the radar. Oh, I love it. But I think it flies under the radar more than it should in Philly. And was made even better with Gil Hans's restoration. But
it's so funny, all the guests that we've had on that played in that like forum tour event, Carl, like it's wild how many people like remember that course and players that love it,
the stretch of holes in the back 9, I think it's like 11, 12, 13, 14. It's just
it's awesome.
I can't believe it's literally in the middle of Delaware County in Springfield. Like when you go down
you make that turn,
that place, like they've kept it so pristine.
Yeah. So, and then speaking of Gil, his first design ever, which I don't know if we've talked about that before, is Applebrook. So
love Applebrook.
Just an honorable mention, and then just one more for fun. We can throw in Gulf Mills. So,
yeah. And we know Scranton's a little far, but
I
would put Scranton up against almost any course I played.
Who designed Scranton?
Travis Walter.
Okay. Yeah. best greens I've heard in Pennsylvania. It's great.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
first time somebody ever described them to me, because I was like, oh, like the undulation, and someone's like, it looks like there's elephants buried under 18. So it's just like, I mean, Moose and I've played what 2 or 3 times together now. He's probably played
Yeah.
it 5 times. I've been on that course way too many times. It's
Just
insane. And it's
massive.
beautiful.
Yeah.
We need to go up though when it's not 18 degrees blowing 45.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have to get up there. We'll have to get up there in the summer.
And what's
Yeah,
really
and
neat
they have a
about
great out of town membership too.
They do.
To
I've
you know,
seen that.
you
It's
always
just
say you're giving people resources. The Scranton out of town
oh yeah.
membership is insane for that price and that access and playing that Walter Travis design. That's just
Oh yeah.
incredible. If you haven't been up there, like, yeah, just get one more out of town membership
Yeah.
and go get some rounds in it. The place is incredible.
But like Daniel, you were saying, the history behind Marion, I think what's awesome about the USAM coming in a few months is folks can walk those fairways in USAMs, or there's not as many ropes. Like when I went to the Curtis Cup a few years ago, literally walk with the groupings, and you just get the perspective of being on the course. You get a really good feel for it, and you can see all those historical areas and appreciate the property. So it's
Yeah,
coming. It's
seeing
right
like
around the
where
corner.
things happened, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
what I walk golf courses a lot, sometimes more than I play. So,
Yeah.
I really enjoy seeing those moments or being like, okay, this is where that happened. And I also think outside of just the history, having Philly golf, these events coming back in our backyard again, is that people who haven't been to a tournament and getting out. Like I know so many friends down here for the Cognizance that have never been to a golf tournament. I come out, I bring them with me and they're hooked. They have that bug just from walking the course, not even playing yet. So I love that
awesome.
Philly's getting that opportunity to just keep showcasing the game to even more people.
Yeah. No doubt.
Absolutely.
So how's the game right now? Well, how was the game before the season closed out?
Yeah, it's good. It's improving, year over year. I'm getting the handicap lower. And what's fun about golf, everyone knows this, you typically play against competition that are in your range of handicap. So last year at White Manor, I was able to win the B flight for the season long. It was like 5 matches, I think. We played from May through August. And in the final match, I was like 3 down with 3 to go, and got it to a playoff hole and won on 19. So have a
Nice.
my name will always be enshrined at White Manor for the B Flight 2025. And then for member, my partner and I, we won our flight, and that was the first time I'd ever been in a shootout, which is just an incredible experience. Everybody's out there watching. We played, if you've ever been to White Manor, the 7th hole is a short par 4 downhill. It's drivable for really long hitters.
It's all downhill or uphill, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
it's subtle hills. It's a very walkable course, but 7's a great hole. So we were able to, make par on 7, and then on 8, we were one of 3 groups to make par. So I thought we were good and we could like make bogey on 8, but I forgot about the strokes. So a lot of people in lower flights were getting strokes on 8, and we made like a bogey on 8, and another team made like a 3 for 2. So we didn't make it to 18, but those are just so much fun. And I think that's one of the benefits of joining a club is like the competition, the camaraderie, the events. So
That's my
encourage
goal.
anyone.
My goal every year is to make it. I play in
Yeah,
Green
I'd never
Valley's
been in
member
one.
guest,
I
and
probably
then
played in like
Legacies.
7 or 8, and that was
Yeah.
the one that we were able to.
It's a
And
pressure cooker, man.
It
Oh
took
yeah,
some.
everyone's standing around one.
The carts going to every
Oh
hole.
yeah,
Like,
it was a lot of. I heard a couple people going, "You don't make this putt, you're gonna lose 500 followers or something." So people were giving me a little
Classic
bit.
Philly.
But
and you're working on the
yeah,
game
so
indoor a little bit these days, right?
indoor, yeah, like that's right around the corner. Uplink is an awesome
Uplink, yeah.
area
I've been seeing
to
that place. It looks awesome, man.
yeah,
I gotta check it
they're
out.
awesome over there. They have what's called golf zone, so the
Oh
plates
yeah.
shift if you're on a different lie. They have a lot of different courses from around the world. And what's cool, I've never seen this before, but they track your indoor handicap. So if you have a good round, you look the next day, you see your handicap goes down, so you can try to
Oh,
improve
that's
even
cool.
in the off season. So yeah, I play as much as I can. I do paddle in the off season, so that's big up here in
Hand-eye
Philly in the
coordination.
Northeast. So
Yeah.
that's keeping me busy in the winter and sane, but haven't played outdoors since the day before Thanksgiving. So
Wow.
And the
can't
Swing It
wait
and
to.
Ding It Open was right before that, right?
Oh yeah, that was a blast. Thank you guys for having me. That was the coolest outing I've ever played in. 100%. It
Love
was
to hear that.
all the different little things you guys did with the dryer you had to chip in, and all the different fun ventriloquists. That
Yeah,
was a
Oh, yeah.
you know
blast.
what's funny is my husband actually said the same thing, and he has to play in pro-ams and events and stuff pretty often, and he said that was the most fun. Like, it was
Oh yeah.
entertaining. He goes, and
The
it wasn't just like
DJ, yeah, the
one
DJ
player
with the
won, like
I was like
somebody.
hitting a drive to Tupac. I'm like, this is amazing.
I know I like
I'm like,
hit
turn it
that like
up.
50-yard putter or
Oh
putt,
yeah.
and then Brandon was up after, and like the DJ was like making fun of him because he missed it, and I mean it was great. But he's like, not one person came out on top. Everybody walked away with something. There were 75
Yeah.
different contests.
It was
It's just
incredible.
it was so fun. It was great.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. We're gonna lock it back in for October. It was even though it was windy,
It was fun.
it was
It
better
was,
than playing in the heat of
And
July.
I think Legacy does have a Gap member play day.
Yeah.
So I think it's on the slate. So
Yep.
anyone listening wants to play Legacy Club, mark your calendar. So all the Gap member play days have like registration dates. So when they go live, they fill up very quickly. So mark your calendar, get on the website by 9 a.m. or whatever, and you'll be in.
all right, I'm going to
Awesome.
hit you with a little Philly rapid fire real quick. We'll have some fun
Yeah.
here. All right, one or two, quick answer questions. Are you ready?
Go.
Okay, most underrated Philly area course.
Underrated Philly area course. Oh my God. Paxson.
One course you'd play every day if you could in the Gap.
Oh gosh. Waynesboro, because I caddied there.
Best closing stretch of holes in Philly
That's
golf.
close. Best close, we'll go back to the Way Hill, back 9.
Okay, course that would shock people in person.
Way Hill.
Best clubhouse vibe.
That's a good one. Huntington Valley.
Like it. There we go. You got to have a good clubhouse vibe when you come
I
back.
love how it's perched up, and it just was very unique when I walked into that. I guess is it the men's grill I'm thinking of, maybe, that has the high ceilings and popcorn machine.
I think so.
Cool vibe.
I wouldn't know that. The
Maybe it
men's
wasn't
grills.
men's
I'm just Oh man. But I did want to really quick talk. We mentioned it a little bit. I know you saw a preview. We did like a little collab with you originally with the Cobbs Creek. When it's fully restored, where do you think it lands in the Philly golf conversation in general?
Oh, it's got to be right up there. Like, I think proximity. Another thing I get a lot is these courses aren't in Philly. I get it.
Yeah.
They're Philly
We hear
area
it too, yeah.
courses. This is like, you could probably get there on the L, right? You could probably get there a multitude of ways. So the short course, just the range. I mean, people are already at the range. Like, you go through my feed and I'm seeing like people at the range in the middle of the winter. So I can't imagine what will be in the height of the season. So I think that, yeah.
By the way, those are the same people that live like way outside of the city, but when they're on
Right.
vacation, they tell everybody they're from Philly.
From Philly, yeah.
Same people.
But you know what? In all honesty, when people ask, I'll say Philly, because if I say Saucon Valley, they're like, Silicon Valley? And I'm like, no. And then if I
Little
try to say
different.
like, Allentown or Bethlehem or something, they have no idea. Or they'll say Billy Joel, and I'm like, okay. So
I
say,
like what they're doing too with pricing. I think it's the dynamic pricing. So depending on where you live, and they'll use like your area code or something, they'll set the rate. So the folks who live within the first perimeter will have a certain rate, and I think that'll help.
Yeah.
The folks
everyone
that
have access. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone have access, and some folks can call it their home club if they choose to.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I can't wait to see it all finished up. Those skyline views, everything.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw that people were the Sims and or not the
range.
bay, the range is
Yeah.
all ready,
Mhm.
under wraps, everything's going.
Yeah. Great facility.
Yeah, it's definitely needed, because I think a lot of the great public courses like Jeffersonville, they fill up so quickly, and people
Yeah.
will say, yeah, it's great, but I can never get on. So
Yeah.
Right.
this will alleviate some of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, man, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great following
Absolutely.
along, getting to know you a little bit, and looking forward to doing some more stuff in the future. Well, actually, Harry and I will be out at the Philly Golf Show on the 30th. If
I'm going to try to get out there.
If you try to stop out and see us, let us know. And
Terrific.
make sure you follow PhillyGolfGram, and we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back to Swing It and Ding It, PhillyGolfGram.
Yeah.
Great follow. I like how it's like a faceless account too. Those I know I was thinking we should have blurred them out like
I literally like
FBI
some what is it, Club Pro guy who just
yeah. Yeah.
hey Powers, throw an auto tune on his voice.
Yeah, we should say that would be so funny if we did that.
That would be, yeah.
All right, so the Sony Open, the first full event of 2026, emerging star from New Jersey, Chris Gotterup finishes 16 under, final round 64 for a 2-stroke win over Ryan Gerard for his 3rd PGA Tour win. Is that right? Does he have 3? Like I was like, he does. Gets inside the top 20. And great performance. You have the VJ story. He makes the cut and finishes T40. So that was awesome to see. You had Robert McIntyre shoots a 63, gets into the top 5. He also snapped a putter early in the event too, which is pretty awesome. I didn't see him throw it into the lake though, so Buy My Balls can't go find it and refurbish it. But yeah, got her up, Danielle. He's got the tools, man.
So I had this stat. I'm trying to pull it. I don't know where it went. Because you said, recapping his wins there, but because he has, I need to find it. You got to give me like 5 seconds.
Go.
I have way too many notes here, and I'm looking for it.
Yeah, no, it was fun
to
watch him too. His post round interview was awesome. He got very emotional. He's just somebody that like I find it very easy to root for. He's very easygoing and like. I like a big body golfer too, right?
And like Pine Valley, Jersey, we can claim him as Philly too.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? So, yeah, but I found it. It's his 2nd win in his last 8 starts in the last 3 seasons. I was like, wait, what? And I actually had to go back and look at that. So yeah, 2nd win in the last 8 starts in 3 seasons. That's not bad.
No.
And we also have to talk about Kevin Roy. Our guy was right there heading into that final round. I mean, what did he shoot final round like 1 over, but still was he leaving with a top 10? Was it?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. Well, it's good first full field event. Obviously, the one coming up this weekend is a big one. All the big guys are in it for sure, but start us off with some tea. There was a lot going on in the world of golf this week. A lot.
So much going on. But you started it off saying like the AMex. So Blades Brown, he was in the field in the Bahamas playing the Korn Ferry event this week. And he ended up finishing T17. He finishes the round. He had a jet waiting for him to fly him to the AMex. So, I mean, he's playing really good. What a story it would be that he just finishes a Korn Ferry Tour event, because we know that it's an off week. It started Sunday, so it just finished.
Right.
What if he flies over, no practice rounds, anything, and grabs the top 10? How wild would that be? You know? But yeah, just imagine that. You know what I mean? You just play a Korn Ferry Tour event, go over, and now you're playing in the AMex.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm sad that Harry's not here to give a little, feedback to this next Rory tee because it's a Rory and opinion tee. So Rory, and this is my opinion, thinks that John Rahm and Tyrell Hatton should pay $6 million in fines to play in the Ryder Cup. He said when Team USA, said they wanted to get paid for playing in the Ryder Cup, he said we went hard on the Americans for wanting to get paid, and we all said that we would pay to be in the Ryder Cup. He's like, there's 2 guys right there that can prove it.
How about that? I like they need a little team room drama. It's been too smooth for the European side, right? We need a little controversy.
We need something, stir the pot a little bit.
I bet you Luke Donald can't be too happy with that, press conference comment.
Just shh, if you don't have nothing nice to say.
I wonder what Terrell and Rahm are thinking. Like, get out of my pocket, big guy. You know what I mean?
Literally, what's going on?
They're negotiating. They're trying to get their fines waived, and you're out here saying, just pay it.
Pay it.
Yo, dude.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
He came out, in that presser, Tyrell was asked about it and said, I'm not going to comment on it. Basically, they're negotiating. So, I mean, I'd be mad if my friend throws me on blast. You know what I mean? Pay the fines.
He should have hit them. He should have hit him with the McNabb. Keep my name out your mouth.
Keep it out. Harold Varner III posted an official statement on his IG announcing his move to Smash GC. So after completing my contract with the 4 Aces, here's an opportunity of free agency, Jordan is part of the brand. He wanted to be loyal, so he's switched over. It seems like with Brooks leaving, there's been a little bit of movement that we've seen.
some new
Anyway,
team names and stuff. It just is. It's so hard because it just doesn't grab me though. When I see this stuff, I'm just like, huh,
it's underwhelming. No one cares. Like,
I know it's so weird.
yeah, you see it up like pop up on X or on Instagram, like breaking news that
Yeah,
Or Harold Varner switched teams, and I'm like,
but I'm sure you're going to get to this, but the big story in Live was the 3-inch inseam collegiate player champion of the 2025 NCAA champ, Lasasso, who gets signed by the High Flyers, and Phil Mickelson takes the bag, foregoes his last year at Ole Miss, foregoes the Masters invite.
that's insane. I
Oh,
didn't
I mean, didn't see that coming.
did not on my bingo card this week.
No.
But let's stay on this. 21-year-old Spaniard Angel Arroyo received a personal call from Sergio Garcia with an offer to join the all-Spanish live team, the Fireballs GC, but he declined because he said it's his dream to play on the PGA Tour. So I guess he thinks like us most that it's underwhelming, and he's like, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. But the Phil thing, and they've done some really cool social media videos of Phil calling him. He had a lot of that.
I
Lasasso had
missed
a.
this.
Oh yeah, no, it was big story. 2025 NCAA champ. Still had eligibility to Ole Miss. He wears like the really short shorts and has that crazy action where he gets like real low into it. So
I know who he is, but I didn't know
yeah.
that. Yeah.
And I think it was like 20 million or something, just gave him the money, and it's life-changing money that he doesn't have to scratch and claw and fight for every week. He gets it, and he's playing with Phil Mickelson. I mean, I don't know.
Moose, if you're at that age,
Who knows? If you have nothing, right.
That's what I'm taking it all day.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially now when you see like, okay, maybe there is a pathway back, right? Maybe things are softening. Maybe I can, after a couple of years, go back to the PGA Tour. It seems like things are heading that way.
Guaranteed money versus possible. If I'm like, Moose, do you want this bag of money, or do you want to, here's an empty bag and you can try to fill it with money by doing it the hard way?
I know.
Like, give this one.
It's
I want
hard.
that one,
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah.
but Angel Arroyo said no to Sergio and said,
right.
I'm going to fill my own bag. So
craziness.
We'll see. But Darrell Hatton, he was asked if he uses AI to help with his swing. I mean, he's just he. First of all, where's the reporters getting like these questions? Sometimes it's like there's nothing else to talk about. But do you use AI to help your swing? And he goes, I'm probably the worst person to ask this question. He goes, I hate to look at my swing on video. I think it's disgusting. I don't look at stats. I don't look at what areas of my game to improve. He goes, so sorry, you probably just chose the wrong person to ask this question. But I thought it was funny. Like
anytime you ask him anything, you get something funny out of it.
Oh yeah. I don't look at my swing. I think it's disgusting. Same. Same. Actually, I do like looking at my swing though. But so it's Jack Nicklaus' birthday today. So it's been great with all like old videos, just the nostalgia coming in. Cool to just kind of scroll and take a look at that. So including a throwback to his 18th major win at the 86 Masters. That's the last one that was like popping up on my feed as I was going through. So I got caught kind of, that's probably why I was short on 70 because I was watching those videos. You mentioned VJ, but I needed to say that he posted on his Instagram, like when they say 62 is too old to compete with the kids, let's get the weekend rolling. So I thought that was pretty cool. He made the cut. But also just after hearing some banter in general, I was over in the Bahamas for the Corn Ferry event. Talking to other guys, they were like, I guess VJ and his family usually goes over to Hawaii and it's like an annual thing every year. So this year he's like, hey, why not play? So I don't know if he's, really, I think maybe
playing much more.
Yeah. I mean, maybe one or two, or
right.
Who knows, but I think it might've just been like that. So kind of added a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my tea. So I know you said you might've had a couple other things. Do you want to share before I wrap the,
Yeah, well, we want to congratulate our friend Sean Palmer from the Union League PGA of America Golf Executive of the Year. So congrats to Sean. Great person, great organization, friend of the program, and really happy to see that.
Yeah, so. That's awesome. I'm heading up to the PGA show tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if you were going.
Yeah, well, I was in the Bahamas and I was like, okay, I need just a day or two to bounce back here, and then I'm going to head up. So I'll be up there tomorrow morning, and I'll grab some content. We're doing some stuff with Brad and with Scotty and other things up there. So it should be fun, minus the
Awesome.
2.5 hour drive. But I know a lot of people that are from Pennsylvania came down because it's like their first time to, get their hands on some golf stuff real quick,
Yeah.
After they haven't touched a club since November. And you guys have the Philly Golf Show coming up too, right?
Yeah, Philly Golf Show. Philly Golf Show inside the Philly Expo Center. 3 days, January 30th through February 1st. You could save big on golf equipment, accessories, and more. Tickets available at phillygolfshow.com, or you can follow us. We'll be giving away tickets right up to the event. Harry and I are going to be broadcasting live at 1 p.m. on January 30th, that Friday. So get out there early and come hang out with us while you're up there.
Love it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't miss any tea, did I? Was that you have anything
No.
else you saw on social you wanted to talk about?
No, that was
That's pretty much it.
that was all the fun stuff.
That's the fun stuff. Well, that's the tea brought to you by Wear SPF. Listen, the winter clouds can be deceiving, but but the sun doesn't take a day off just because it's January. Whether you're grinding on the range, out at the stadium, or just taking a winter walk, you need professional grade protection. Wear SPF is dermatologist tested, sweat resistant, and designed by a guy who spends his life under the sun. Protect your skin this season and every season. Grab yours at wearspf.com.
Beautiful. Yes, we talked about the American Express. 3 courses, PGA West. You got Stadium course, Nicklaus course, La Quinta. There's a lot that goes into that stat-wise, so do your research on who's starting where and where they're playing.
Isn't it crazy? Depending if you're starting front, back.
Yeah.
Where's your green screen?
Yeah, it wouldn't do any justice. Harry Mays is the only one that could do the course, of course. Of course, brought to you by My Balls. Make sure you check those guys out. Stock up for the season. A lot of new stuff going on with them. Some new ventures they're getting into. So make sure you're following along By My Balls to see everything they have going on. But when we look at, you have Sepp Straka defending, right? I look at the BetParx board and see the line a little bit. Scotty is so short. He's at 320, but he only has, what was it? 1 top 10 in 5 starts. So this is not a place that he started off incredibly strong. So I think I'm actually fading Scotty to start the year, which sounds crazy. You have Will Zalatoris, who's back again after, I think, 3 back surgeries. I'm hoping. I like him a lot. I love his game. I just hope he can sustain a season and get back to some level of where he was.
It's tough.
I mean, firsthand how back injuries can be hard. Right.
Yes. Well, I mean, and even any injury, you see Spieth with the wrist, lingering. I mean, Tiger, the whole body, like it's tough.
Yeah. It's the things that you hurt that you constantly have to use over and over and over again for more than anyone else in the world uses them. Right. With the same repetitive motion.
And on just one side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not switching and rotating your back the opposite way. It's tough.
Yeah. So for our one and done, I went with Sam Burns. I have a good feeling about Sam Burns, but a couple plays I'm going with are Cantlay for a top 10. A lot of people are really high on him, and he's played well here. And I like Matt Fitzpatrick in a top 5.
3 times.
But when you look at the board, you got Russell Henley, who's always right at the top at 1,600. Ben Griffin at 2,000.
I was just going to say, played well last week too.
Yep. You got Ludwig Oberg, who's in the field at 2,200. McIntyre, who obviously he's top 5 last week. You got Siwoo, Harry Hall, Harris English, Kurt Kitayama. A lot of people are really high on Michael Thorne Bjornsson at 5,000. Ryan Gerard, who obviously was a runner-up last week at 5,000. Yeah. So this is
what a year that guy's had, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. This is a tough one just because of the courses, right? And the rotation. It makes it a little bit hard to handicap. So it's one of those ones that I actually look after day 1 or day 2 to see, I know the odds go down, but it makes sense.
And it's tough watching on the leaderboard too and trying to figure that out because you're like, okay, that course is playing easier. Did you get that? Like you said, did you get the right draw on the right day, depending on the weather and how it's playing? It's the 2 courses is tough, especially.
A couple of our guys have some long odds, but you have Austin Eckroat, who's at 150, Eric Cole's at 150, Kevin Roy's they're all in that same.
What do we got Denny at? Kind
of middle, and then another long shot that I actually I'm going to take is Sahith Theegala. He's at 150, so he's all in that.
What about Bud Colley? He's coming up the top 25, the top 24.
He's pretty high up. He's he's right around right after Wyndham Clark. McCarthy's at 9,000. He's at 10,000.
Give me something on Blades Brown. Coming, no practice rounds, flying in hot from a jet in the Bahamas.
Denny's pretty high up. He's 6,600. He's in the top 10.
Never missed a cut in the U.S. last season.
Blades Brown, where you at? He's got to be really.
Yeah, but that story, like we heard one of the other guys.
Nico's in the field. I could see him playing well here. He's got a nice number. Tony Finau is way down the board.
Actually, he's with Jupiter Links now. I don't know if we talked about that.
I don't even see Blades Brown on here. Oh, Michael Block is in the field.
Oh.
I'm not seeing
there
he is. He's at 50. He's at plus 50,000 the way that they list it on here. Yeah. So that's a solid long shot, but somebody to take a shot with. If you're
That's what I'm saying. Coming off T14, flying, and it was like excitement to go do that too. You know, like kind of jet. Now I'm going to AMex. Yeah. Like it wasn't like, you know, you talk to him in 10 years, you're like, I'm not playing back to back.
Glad it was on the West Coast,
like
right?
Yeah.
You know, like imagine if he had to go all the way over to Florida or something. But yeah,
not all the way over, but yeah.
yeah. Well, all right, good stuff. Thank you again to Carl from PhillyGolfGram. You're getting to watch Scotty Scheffler play golf this weekend, so nothing wrong with that. Make sure you keep following along. Philly Golf Show tickets, hit us up. We'll be giving them away and come out and see us. And we'll be back next week. Harry Mays will be back next week. Sorry for not having him this week. I know that's a huge loss. You know?
Oh yeah, our guest, he goes, oh, I mean, you guys fine, but I really wanted Harry, longtime fan.
Yeah,
sorry to disappoint.
We'll have to get Carl back on with Harry. That's not fair. That's not fair to him. But
yeah, it's
all right, good stuff, Danielle. We'll be back next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.